はーい。では続いてのゲームは、カライのオリジンズ、クライのオリジンズ、どっちだ暗いのかな多分暗いのオリジンズだと思います。こちらのゲームを現在、解説の方がいらっしゃっておりませんので、このゲーム知ってるよという方がいらっしゃいましたら、チャット欄で教えていただいたりだとか、ジャパネーズリストリームのディスコードサーバーの方に参加していただいて、大勢に教えていただいたりすると助かります。今ちょっと検索はしたんですけど、おそらくまた 2D アクション系のドットゲームなので、そういう 2D よくすくピクセルアートゲームゾーンっていう感じで多分なってるんでしょうね、今現在。悪魔城とかそうですね、なんか悪魔城とかロックマンとか、ちょっとそっち系のムーブに近い感じの 2D アクションゲームなので、いくつか、いいスパイア元がありそうな感じはしますね。
Hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good day, wherever in the world you are. My name is Toronite, and I will be your host for this final block of games of Day 2 of Prevent-A-Thon 5, raising funds for Little Warriors. The name Little Warriors was inspired by a painting. The spirit of a warrior lives within every victim of child sexual abuse. Like a warrior, these children also need the help, compassion, support, and love of many people, like a tribe, to overcome the many obstacles they will face. And thanks to everyone, we've already gotten over $1,300 already in just this initial first 2 days of Prevent-A-Thon 5, which is just absolutely incredible. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for getting those numbers to where we are. We have a phenomenal final block of games to close out day 2 of Prevent-A-Thon 5, starting with Kraino Origins, The Bouncer, and the Typing of the Dead. And I can tell you personally, when the schedule came out and us as hosts, we were trying to figure out what were the games, what were the blocks that we wanted to sort of host. This block was probably my first or second favorite choice. I can't wait for all three of these games, and I'm sure everyone who is running these games will do an outstanding job, and I'm sure everyone in chat will very much enjoy these runs coming up. Now, with the first one, with Kraino Origins, we actually have a bit of a bonus challenge levels incentive kind of coming up right now, pretty soon actually. So with only $40, our runner 3pup will be able to play some extra bonus challenges, and let me tell you, they are quite something. There are no checkpoints, enemy and trap placements are much more devious, and most importantly, more skeleton with cool hat content. So, if you want to see those bonus challenge levels, make sure to donate. You just type !donate in the chat. That'll take you to our donation page, and be sure to click for that donation. Let's see if we can get $40 in for those bonus challenge runs. And the wonderful staff here at Prevent-A-Thon, we're working to make sure to get our next run getting ready soon, so don't go anywhere. But if you do, make sure to take a nice, well-deserved water break. Make sure to fill up on snacks. Make sure you have everything you need to enjoy these last few runs tonight, especially if you're out here on my neck of the woods in the United States. It's pretty late no matter where you are, so make sure that you are well rested. We want you to enjoy Prevent-A-Thon in the best possible way. So we will be back pretty soon, so with some more Prevent-A-Thon 5. just wanted to step in real quick and say thank you for watching Prevent-A-Thon. We are a speedrunning marathon in support of Little Warriors, a Canadian-based charity focused on the awareness, prevention, and treatment of child sexual abuse. If you'd like to know more about Little Warriors, type !info in chat. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for all your support and for all the donations, not just in this Prevent-A-Thon, but for all Prevent-A-Thons we've had throughout this event's history. The first Prevent-A-Thon happened in June of 2023, and Prevent-A-Thon has raised a total of $7,804 Canadian in support of Little Warriors with previous events. And already with today, or rather with yesterday and today, we are at, like I said earlier, $1,314 Canadian, as you can see right there. A phenomenal number to kick off Prevent-A-Thon 5. And I also want to give a quick shout out to the Japanese restream. You can enjoy Prevent-A-Thon in additional languages, including Japanese, which is the Japanese restream is a channel dedicated to restreaming RTA events such as GDQ and RPG-LB in Japanese. You can view their coverage of this event by going to twitch.tv/Japanese_restream in chat. We are just getting closer and closer to our next run, Kraino Origins. We are just working out a couple of things on the back end, but don't worry, we will be back real soon with some more Prevent-A-Thon 5 with our last few runs of day 2. So don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Prevent-A-Thon 5. Now chat, you may have remembered from a couple of hours ago after 3pup finished her time as host that there are rumors that she may be coming back later tonight. Well, with the power of my journalism college degree and word from my sources, I can happily confirm to everyone that 3pup is in fact back right now doing an any % run of Kraino Origins. 3pup, welcome back, best of luck and have fun, take it away.
Hello everyone, the rumors are true.
は
It
い、
is
と
I,
いうわけで
Prevent-A-Thon,
ね、画
no
面
longer your
来
host, but
ま
now
した
we're
ね。
running
くらい
this
のオリ
wonderful
ジン。
game, Kraino Origins.
ね
I'll get into some explanations when we actually get started with the run. But first, I would like my host to introduce herself. Or not host, commentator to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Mia Schemes. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm also excited. So yeah. Time's going to start on this fresh file here. When I click play, Mia, want to give me a countdown?
Absolutely. Start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
はい、グッドワークでー
Alrighty. Alright, this is Kraino Origins. This game is a 2D platformer, very much inspired by the classic Castlevania games. Not
というわけでなんかこんな感じの、なんかちょっとダークっぽい感じの雰囲気の、まあ、
But it's also got
3D
some
ア
bit
ク
of
ション。
modern flair to
まあなん
it,
か悪
and
魔城だった
especially
り、まあちょっ
some
とロック
modern
マ
flair
ン
from、Shovel
まあ
Knight.
ロックマン
You
X と
may
か
have
ゼロとか
noticed a
それっ
little
ぽい
earlier
感じ
that I have a pogo jump,
やつです
and
ね。
as everyone knows, this is a fact. All games are better with a pogo jump. It's just the
It's
truth.
true.
Yeah, we're getting started here with level 1 here, doing some platforming. You may notice that I'm stalling a bit and hitting some monsters and some, these little candles on the wall. This is the only time I need money in the run is right now in this first level. I need $300 before a certain point in the run.
別に倒す必要は
to buy
ない
the
と。
only upgrade I need in the run. Which I'll explain what
すり
that
抜け
is
ら
in
れちゃうん
just
で
a
すね、
second.
あ
You
れ。
actually buy it. Cool. We are
Oh,
at,
you got it.
Yeah, we're at target amount of money, so that's cool. Also, just a little bit earlier, you saw that stone golem mini boss there. Somewhat recently-ish, I realized that you don't actually need to kill those bosses. You could just take a damage boost, and ooh, okay, that's a little scary there.
It's a pretty new discovery too.
今ダメージブーストって声が聞こえたん
The
ですよ。
last
気の
time
せい
you
かな。
did it was the last time you ran this on a marathon.
Yeah.
Got a world record as a result.
Yeah. Yeah, it turns out skipping those mini bosses because
な
there'll
んか
be
手に入れ
4
ましたね。
5 different occasions where you fight those mini bosses in different forms. Yeah, saves actual at
なん
least a
か
minute or two.
メインウェポンとは別に、
You
まあ
may
なんかちょっ
also
と別の
notice
や
that
つ
I'm
使える
going
よ
out
っ
of
て
my
やつ
way
を
to
手に入れた
grab
っ
these
ぽい
little
ですね。
green shards of a shield or something. Those are actually health upgrades, and just in your Zelda or something, if you pick up 3 shards of HP, you'll get an extra little chunk of HP on my HP bar in the top left over there. That's just I'm not gonna call it marathon safety because I still do it in my
さあ
my TV attempts and stuff.
こうなんかあれですね。
It's
なん
just
か
there's
敵に
damage
攻
boosting
撃当
throughout
てた
this
時のノ
run.
ックバッ
There's
クが
difficult boss fights throughout this
大
run.
きい
So I
感
like
じ
to
し
have a
ます
little bit
ね。
of
下
extra
方向の
HP
時
to
と
make
か
those
飛び上がってたり
strategies
し
a
ます
little
け
bit
ど、
easier.
横で勝ち合った時
You'll
は
also notice a little cool thing
結
is
構
that
数人
when
持ってるん
I
で、
do get that third
あちょっと難し
shard
そ
of
うな
my
挙動をする
shield
気
and
が
get
し
the health
ます。
upgrade, I get a free full heal, which is pretty nice. Because this game is I wouldn't say super stingy with health, but it is pretty stingy with health sometimes. I know where most of the easy to access health is, but especially as we get later on in the game, those health pickups are going to be more and more sparse. Just in Castlevania, you have your wall chicken. In this game, you have your wall potions. Yeah.
Another thing worth mentioning that's really cool is, and you'll see it occasionally, but projectiles are something you can actually hit out of the air as well. Meaning that you can't pogo jump off of them, but you can smack them with your weapon, and that means you don't have to
な
worry
ん
about
か
trying to
耐
dodge
久
them. You can just
系なステー
swipe
ジっ
them
ぽ
and
い
you're
感
good.
じになっ
Yeah,
てた
there
か
are
な
a
今
couple
は。
of notable exceptions.
なんか
You'll
急
see them
によ
later.
くわから
But
ないお化けが。
yeah, this game's really it feels really good.
Yeah.
It's a hard game, but it
Yeah.
feels good.
So we're meeting
あ
our
ボ
first
ス戦
boss
です
here.
ね。
His name is
ボス
Slurm.
だったんだ。
Mia, what do you remember about Slurm?
If I remember right, he calls Dr. Batcula dad or something, and he's mad that
また入っ
Dr.
たって感じです
Batcula resurrected you.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
いや、
Oh,
意外と普通に早く倒しちゃいましたね。あれ、なんか 2匹いなかったっけ ?1 匹だけの。
alas, I have become the meme of the speedrunner who does not know the lore of her game, and I barely know the plot of this game. I just know that Kraino was some kind of ancient warrior and was risen as a skeleton.
そういうステー
By
ジで
the
すか
nefarious Dr. Batcula, and it is canon that the first thing that Kraino does when he comes back from back to unlife is he just walks up to a scarecrow and goes, "That's a cool hat,"
ど
and
う
he
して
takes
下
it
水
and
の
he's
中にさら
like,
に
"That
缶
is the
が。
origin of Kraino and his cool hat."
どういうことなの
My understanding, because I looked up a bunch of lore for this, but this is the prequel game to the. Did the other game come out yet?
No,
というより下水にそんなろうそく持ち込んでて大丈夫なんですか
The
これ
solo dev of this game, by the way. Game was made by a solo
大丈夫
dev.
大惨事じゃない
Wanted to work on a Metroidvania, but decided to work on this game and like instead as like a little taster to like get started and also get some cash
で
flow.
ガス漏れてるじゃん。ガス漏れてますけど。月現金じゃないの。
It's called Kraino Rebirth. It's on Steam if you want to wishlist it. It looks really cool.
It does feature our cool hat skeleton.
Yes, it does.
But yeah, so because of that, there's not like a whole lot of lore for this game. A lot of it's kind of just from what you know from the game, and the dialogue doesn't give too much away.
Yeah.
Dr. Batcula hints that your dad is gonna be upset that you beat him or something, but also Kraino's like a warrior of good, and Dr. Batcula's surprised that after resurrecting you, you're still good.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I think it's a really neat story. It's kind of goofy. I like it.
So yeah, we've been kind of zooming through this level, the second level here, but like some of the main gimmicks of this level.
Sewer level, by the way.
Sewer level with some just like great thumping music. The music in this game is great, like pretty much across the board. But this is one of my favorite tracks in the game. But yeah, some of the gimmicks in this level are these little bubbles we can jump on, and then like the falling and rising pipes. You may be seeing me doing some scary jumps here and there. I've played the
まあ
game
一応敵が完全に道を塞いでるわけではないっていう使用上、あれですね、なんかすれ違いざまに殴ってコードもらって、そのまま逃げるみたいな感じでやれてるんで、なんか結構、道中自体はスムーズに進みやすい構築してるみたいですね。あ、迎撃された。対空。
Yes,
Like
like a
what?
lot of platformers, the game has a distinct difference between entry cycles and like respawn cycles. I generally know the entry cycles better, so if I do take an unintentional death, I may have to take some safer strats just to make sure I don't miss certain jumps. But also just taking advantage of some like. The reason why I grabbed that fireball earlier, you may be wondering. There are some times where this game makes you like wait, and we don't like waiting. We're speedrunners. We want to keep going. And so having a projectile attack makes speeding up certain cycle-based things a
強
little bit
制
quicker.
スクロールなのかなと思ったけど、そういうわけでもない
Like
ら
right
し
now, I
い。
could open this like little stone block
船
here
いら
at
ない
a
ん
time
だ。
before I wait for this little boat to get here. It also will
これ
help
持っ
you
てな
during
きゃダメっ
boss
ぽい。
fights because a lot of boss fights have either difficult patterns or patterns that are just like straight up impossible to hit them while they're like in the air or something. So we will use our fireball, which is a pretty straightforward attack to just hit things while maybe I can't necessarily hit them like myself with my scythe attack here. Yeah.
Speaking of boss fights,
fights.
it's now Grog the Plumber.
Yeah.
Grog actually, I
ボ
don't
ス
think
戦
knows、anything about Kraino.
ゴブリン
But still is a
海艦港
minion
ゴブ
made
リン
by
かな
Dr.
なんかそんな
Batcula, but
感
like
じ。
I don't know if he escaped Dr. Batcula's clutches or something, but he just kind of lives down here. This is his domain. He loves this place, and seeing Kraino down here had him like, "Hey, you're trying to invade," and then Kraino was like, "No, I'm not," and then you have to fight him.
Yeah, so that's the second boss. I'll go a bit more into like how those boss kills work, but first I want to toss it over to our host for any messages that you might have.
Absolutely, and I want to remind chat that if you like to see more Kraino Origins, and by the way, this is my first real look at this game, and I am absolutely loving everything about this game. Well, we do have an incentive for some bonus challenge levels that 3pup will do at the end of the run, but only if we get to $40 by the end of the run. And from the looks of it, we don't have a lot of time, so let's make sure we get those $40 in to meet that incentive for some bonus challenge levels. 3pup was putting in our special little Discord chat or group, whatever you want to call it, about a lot of stuff that's very, very unique about these challenge runs. Like there's no checkpoints. It's kind of like you die and you have to start the whole thing again, and some skeletons with some cool hats. What's that all about?
Yeah, it's just like I just think Kraino has a really cool hat, and if we meet that challenge level incentive, we get to see more Kraino, and I get to see
緑色のお化けのデザインだったり見た気がす
who
る。
want to see more cool hat?
I love cool
It is
hats.
probably worth mentioning that we are going to be soon coming up on the level that has an arachnophobia warning.
Yes.
And
Like
then
a
it'll
DOS
stay
みたい
pretty
なの
much
見
for the
ま
rest
し
of
た
the game. So if that is something you're worried about, it will be soon.
Yes, there will be some spider enemies in this level that will remain pretty much present throughout the rest of the game. So just for anyone who needs that sort of warning. But yeah, we're gonna go dip right here. You see, I'm not picking up a green shard this time. I'm actually picking up this little like blue shield-looking thing. That is actually an MP upgrade. Just gives me a bit more fireballs to work with. Will not usually see me like exhaust the entire length of my MP bar, except for a certain boss fight later in the run. Won't spoil what it is. I will just say shoutouts to Mega Man fans. Oh, okay. Yeah, mentioned earlier, like, so the basic, like, gist of the combat and how to make it go a little faster. Just as like a quick note, I mentioned this earlier. I'm the only runner of this game. So like,
ってくる岩や作者さんの声なのはセレステです
and
ね
one of the things I figured out, at least that I'm pretty sure I figured out, is that jump slashes feel a lot faster than on the ground
なん
slashes.
かキラキラ集めてるなんかエンブレムのかけらとかなんかそういうあれはどういうやつなんでしょう
So when I'm attacking a
Ato-ato
boss
使う
and
の
I
か
want to get as many attacks out as quickly as possible, you'll see me like
一応
stand and jump and
2% なんで収集アイテムを別に
slashing
回
as much
収
as
しな
I
きゃ
can.
いけ
Usually
な
I
い
can
理
get
由
like
はないは
2 or
ずなん
3 hits
で
that way. And then actually real
多
quick
分
here,
な
I'm
ん
gonna
か
show
承認で買うのに使うと
I'll
か
jump
なんか
in
そういう
this
感じっ
next
ぽい気
section
は
right
します
here.
それか一定数集める
Just
と勝
another
手
one
に
of these like kind of
効
micro
力発揮する
optimizations to
系
skip a
で
bit of
攻撃
platforming.
力が上がったりと
Come on.
か体力上がったりするやつか
There
な
we go. Probably didn't save much time there because of missing the cycle, but this
It
just
still looked cool.
it looked cool. Ah, no. Okay, we'll get to see it again. Yeah, just
体育が結構戻されたもしかして
like fairly rock solid in terms of programming. Like I have found some glitches here and there, and maybe I'll get to show one or two off if I'm lucky.
いやーなんか結構あれです
So in
ね
terms of like making actual optimizations to like speed up the run, it's going to be a lot of micro
はい
speed
即
ups
死な
like
の
that jump right there, just
ロ
utilizing
ックマンの
the
系譜み
pogo
たいなのを
jump
感
in
じ
some
ます
clever ways to skip a bit of platforming that we would normally have to do otherwise, and hopefully also skipping some slow cycles. Because this game's not, I wouldn't call this game like super cycle based, but there are a lot of rooms that are just like very heavy focus on cycles, and as a speedrunner, we hate cycles. Not fun. Yeah, this is the third boss. Unlike the other ones, he doesn't really get a name. His name's Cryptcool. And
I don't think he has a whole lot of lore with himself.
あなんかせり上がる床と天井張りギ
so
ミッ
this
ク
guy has what I call
どっかで見た
a
こと
waste
あ
my
るとこ
time
のギミック
phase. He actually has two, which means that's annoying. But
Alright.
he only showed
We
one
didn't
of
see many of
his.
them.
He only showed one of his waste my time phases, which is the one where he disappears and spawns those two little guys there that I have to defeat before you come back. Some of the later bosses will also have some waste my time phases, and generally we don't like to see them because again, we're speedrunners. We want to move fast. But you
さあ
know,
まあ倒したのねって感じ
RNG
で
is
す
what
ね
it is.
3ステージ目で
This
すか
music is really good.
See if I can show off a quick little. Okay. I was.
There's an out of bounds glitch right there where if you
Yes.
go over the wall, you'll enter the next screen, but your camera won't go with you. So presumably there's some fun shenanigans you can do there. I don't know if it can ever be used to save time, but yeah, it's neat, and maybe we can experiment with that someday.
So yeah, there's a couple out of bounds glitches in this game that I found. That is one of them. It is also one that's not useful because it doesn't transition the screen. Okay, maybe it is useful, but it doesn't transition the screen, so I can't see where I'm going. And I generally like to see where I'm going. It helps me see where I'm going. But there are a couple other ones that are even harder to hit that do still transition the screen and let you like clip into some parts of terrain and actually skip some sections of platforming, which is really nice. It's just difficult and especially reliant on RNG spawns of. You might have seen them earlier. It's like this game's equivalent for any Castlevania fans. It's the equivalent of the Medusa heads. like those like flaming skulls that spawn like in like an RNG way. We like to utilize those to pogo off of them, and we can actually pogo off them in some interesting ways. It just depends on how they want to spawn. Real quick.
Here's a cool glitch, right? Or a trick right here.
Ah!
You just want to hang right after you
結
fall.
構難易度高いステージ来ちゃいましたね。死んじゃいましたけど。
Like I mentioned earlier about wanting to
落
speed up
ちる木の葉に乗っ
cycles,
て降りてくけど、
here's what we do. So normally you
全
have
部
to, like,
即
sit
死
on
だ
these。 leaves and, like, watch them slowly
なん
fall.
かちょっと初等化やろうと思って
This one
肺に刺さった
pass,
感
and
じ
then
しました
follow
ね
to the
さっ
right.
きに。
We can just skip the whole thing. It's nice. Saves us a couple seconds.
Now would be a pretty good time to pass back over to Toro.
Well, do I have an announcement for you all? We have just met the incentive for the bonus challenge level. So congrats everybody. We're getting some more Kraino. Thanks to a $40 donation from Konban Meow saying bonus Prevent-A-Thon, you say? Let's keep this party rolling with some cool party hats. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The hats are what sells it. I'm glad that people agree with us.
Thank you so much for your donations, and thank you so much for meeting the incentive. I'm really excited to show it off.
I'm excited to see see some more Kraino. I'm excited for these challenge levels.
Yeah, these challenge levels are really cool. And also,
Street makes this game look really easy, but it is not an easy game. And the challenge levels are even harder, so it's really, really cool to watch just how easy she makes it all look.
yeah, one of the new little quirks I've added into the run is because of those mini bosses that I skipped now because of damage boosting. I'm actually going to take intentional death here. Sometimes you'll see me take an intentional death just to reset my health, especially if I'm right next to a checkpoint. Yeah, because of these new damage boost strats I take, there'll be sections of the run where I just maybe have like 2 HP, and I have to deal with that. And that just kind of adds a little bit extra fear to it. But like, you know, we got a nice cool game with some eerie vibes, and we like to maybe sometimes like to play on the wild side. So, speaking of playing on the
Is this
wild
boss
side,
now? Yeah.
here's the fourth boss of the game. His name's
Her
K9.
name.
I'll
Yeah.
let you guess. I'll let you
あ
guess
ー
why
ま
that
た
is.
ボス戦はウルフかな多分。
I've gotta say, K9's lore is
スタブミアタッ
probably
ク
the。most straightforward.
ダ
Skeleton
メージの
enters
通りが悪
room,
そうです。
dog wants to gnaw and bone.
Yep.
That's it.
It's that easy. Not doing. This is one of the. Okay, we'll take a death on that. This is one of the more difficult bosses in the game. Mostly just because it has some pretty erratic patterns, including what I refer to as the Sonic Spinball move. That like spinny move that it was doing earlier. It's just
いや、なんか結
like
構
I
ゴリ
want
押
to
し
be
や
able to
厳
hit
しい
during
感じの
it,
ボ
and
スっ
it's
ぽい
kind of difficult. Ooh. And let's get a couple more hits here. Gonna do that again. So I just normally sit back and try to hit it with fireballs during this, just because that's the safer strat for me. And we're done. Okay, not bad. Still a fairly quick kill, all things considered.
Yeah, the death puts you only back like a tiny bit.
Just one thing to note, just because I have died a few times now at this point, you may have noticed that when I die, I drop this little like shiny, like golden scarab looking thing. Similar to Shovel
Yeah,
Knight,
what did
it
you
has
say,
similar,
Shime,
like on death, you drop a portion of your money,
指標眼ステージ。
and then you can go pick it up later. But as I mentioned way back at the beginning of the run, I no longer need money. I only want the fireball, and I don't need anything else. So, if you ever see me pick up that golden scarab, it is just because I wanted to pick up shiny thing. Yeah.
Shiny things are cool.
Shiny things are cool.
Also, these like little golden platform things that go down as you step on them have a really
Yeah.
satisfying sound.
Yeah, this is level 5. What I would probably call the most difficult, like, normal level in the run. It's got a lot of... Ooh, okay, I did not get hit there somehow. We're good. It's just got a lot of difficult hazards like that. Lots of instant death lava like you see below. And just...
And the checkpoints are pretty sparse.
Yeah, it's also got what I think is, like,
さす
probably
がに
the
攻撃も
hardest,
苛
like,
烈になってきた感じ。
single, like, segment of the
結構あ
run.
れですね。
Coming up a little bit later, I'll point that out when we get there.
I mentioned before that projectiles are something that you can hit. You can't pogo off them usually. Some of them you can. So like these rocks that will bounce out of the lava that you'll see soon, you can pogo off those. But these lizards that throw these little spike balls, they look like you should be able to hit them or pogo off them or something. But no, you go through them and they will damage you and knock you back.
Yep. It's very mean. Yeah, some of the strategies I'm trying to employ here on this level, you'll notice like the cycles of like the falling.
いや、鉄球投げてくるやつが対空性能高いの嫌ですね。
utilize the enemies that are in the lava to pogo off of to kind of like skip ahead a cycle. Just again, shaving off as much time as I can. I'm gonna do that. This will also be a level where another mini boss skip that I do need to be full health for, because I need to take. So actually, I'm going to take an intentional death here again. Just make sure I'm full health for this, because this is the section I talked about. This segment isn't fun. We're going to do a quick little jump here.
One of the hardest ones. You actually have to get to that mini boss with more than 2 health.
Yeah.
Because this is not one that you can just get by with 1.
No.
It'll take 1 health, or you'll take 1 damage, and then you'll kind of get knocked back a little bit, which means you'll take a second damage while trying to like get back through it.
Yeah.
So 3 has to make sure that she does not take much damage, and she's already taken 1, so it's a little spooky here.
There is a full heal after I hit the checkpoint, if I remember correctly.
Oh, good.
This section is just really difficult and really long, because like you have like these timed sections with lava, and then once you think those are done, suddenly it's like, okay, you have like 1 little segment left. But yeah, we're gonna grab a full heal here, which is going to lead us straight into this mini boss that we mentioned. I'm going to.
Oh, that's right. This mini boss is at the start of the segment, so she has to do the rest of this section with 2 health.
I'm gonna do a quick pogo there, and jump through this section here. And yeah, for the rest of this section, I only have 2 health. So we're going to not necessarily play it safe, because 2 health is a lot of health. But I mean, I'm going to play it a little cautious. This is a section here that I have tried multiple occasions to try to pogo off of all 3 of these like lava snakes to try to like skip ahead and not need the boat anymore. Even if I could, I think I still need the boat to finish the level. It's just one of those sections.
Isn't there like a health upgrade or something you're trying to get here?
Yes,
soon
there will be a
as well.
Right up here. I need it.
Yeah, you need the boat for this whole area anyway.
Yep. Fun fact, sometimes that second skull doesn't spawn. Don't know why that happens. Just, you know, you should know. We're going to try to utilize these skulls here to get a cool little platforming trick and save some time. Managed to get it. And we're heading straight into the level 5 boss. That
was a pretty good section.
Yeah.
Well done.
He's named Lord Kabocha, but I call him Lord Kombucha, just because I think it's funny. And of course, he opens with the waste my time phase, where he separates his whole thing is that he's like a
新しいボス出てきましたね。ハロウィンヘッド、タンプキン
are
ヘッドという
themed
パタ
after
ーン
like
ですね。
classic like Halloween
ジェラハン
monsters.
みたいなことやって
And
く
so
れ
this
た
guy
り
is
素敵み
the
たいですね。
horse phase.
Horse phase. We almost never see that.
Yeah, he will sometimes detach his head from his body and float around, and you
地
can't
味に
damage him
顎
when
が
he does
割れ
that.
ていらっしゃい
And
ますが。
I don't like that. It's not nice. I'm gonna do
You
this.
said he has second waste your time phase, right? Or is that just the other boss?
No, only Cryptpool has 2 waste my time phases, if I remember correctly.
Gotcha.
But we're out of there, so that's cool. And
We will get to see all these bosses a second time, by the way. The final level has a boss rush.
the second to last level. Yeah. As we're getting into level 6 here, I'm gonna toss it on back to our host for any more messages.
All right, thank you very much. Now, our next run after Kraino Origins is the Bouncer, and for that we do
で
have
は
a
なん
bit
なかった
more
ですね。ちょっと
for
ベルトコンベアで
character
外
that
出されそうになってます。
Oscar424 will be playing as throughout the entire run. Currently in the lead is Sion at $10, but we also got Ku and Volt. Also, I'm sure anyone who wants whose favorite character is either of those two, I'm sure that they probably have a little bit of money to throw around, and hopefully we'll get some more donations going. And just to kind of reiterate what each of these characters are, because the notes that I got were just absolutely phenomenal. So Ku is the strongest character, voiced by Steve Bloom, you know, Spike from Cowboy Bebop. Volt is a cross between Final Fantasy VIII Zell and a Cactuar, and Sion is the weakest character and looks like Sora from Kingdom Hearts after he grew up and needed a job. So that's what you have in terms of choices. Sion in the lead at $10, but if you want either Ku or Volt to be the character Asuka plays, just make sure to donate and pick the character you want Asuka to play as. Remember, the bid war ends just before the run begins, so not much time before we get to that point.
Alrighty, yeah, thank you so much. I like all the other characters sound great, but like I heard Sora from Kingdom Hearts, and my mind immediately latched onto that character. So like that's the one I want to win. So
ギ
make
ミ
sure
ッ
I
クが結
get
構
those
めんどくさ
donations
くな
in.
ってきた感じしますね。
Oh, it's already in the lead,
Yeah.
so already good start.
But it could be more in the lead.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah.
殺意が高くなってきました
Yeah,
ね。
so we're in level 6 here. One of its main gimmicks is these little like conveyor belts here. There's also these like little very Sonic-looking springs that we're going to bounce off of. But more importantly, I titled this split in my live split Uppies. And that, one of the perks of like shepherding and routing your own speed run is that you get to name all of the strats. And so the
なんか
strategy
ムーンブロッ
that
クが
I
今出てきま
coined
した
for
ね。
this boss, this level, I've called Uppies. I won't explain what that is just yet. We'll wait till we get to the boss. But I just want to get y'all excited
Uppies
for Uppies.
mentioned. Let's get some hype for Uppies.
Yeah, Uppies!
Uppies is an S tier split name, I will say.
This is
さあ、殺意も高い敵が出てきますが、逆に敵が、ベルトコンベヤーでやられま
bounties
し
to
た。
like speed things up. This would be like the one room I would like adore to speed up because like it's just sitting here on this platform, doing nothing, and like the platforms are spaced such that like I don't really think I can like jump ahead or anything, and the enemies spawn in such a way that I can't really like skip them. I'm full on health, fine. Real quick.
It just looks like you should be able to.
It just,
but
yeah, it looks
doesn't
so
seem
skippable, and it
possible.
isn't. Oh, also, here's the boss of this level.
It's time for Uppies.
It's
お、なんか急に出てきた。
First, I got a little platforming gauntlet here. This is where you really get to see the power of like.
ここのボスではないのか。
Kraino
ただ
will
逃げ
jump.
るだ
Like,
け
the
なのか
second I let go of A, Kraino will immediately start to drop. So I have very good like minute control of how of Kraino's jump. But yeah, this is the boss, and this is Uppies.
ボス戦ですね。
We are just going to sit. Okay, I'm actually gonna. Back to Uppies.
The ads sometimes make Uppies a bit scary, but here we go.
So yeah, this boss has like a lot of scary attacks that are like
ノッ
difficult
ク
to
バ
dodge
ッ
and
クのあれね、
immediately
たまに
break
変
into
なとこ
platforms
に
as they
飛ばされてる
destroy,
感じがし
or
ます
you
が。
can sit on his head and pogo jump him until he's dead. And that's what I call Uppies.
基本、頭の上取ってぴょんぴょんしてれば死ぬと。
Just an absolute incredible strat name and split name, let me just say.
Yep. Alrighty, we're now entering level 7. We have seen the last of like the main like levels of the game. So like if y'all want to decide that character bid war for the bouncer coming up, make sure you get the donations in soon because we're closing in on time really quickly. Yeah, this is level
And the
7.
challenge run is not super long.
Yeah, no. All the levels
Three
are
makes it
like a
look
minute
real
each.
easy.
Yeah, this is.
And I will say, speaking of the, I'm sorry, but speaking of the bid war, we did have a $15 donation, this time going for Volt, so now Volt is in the lead.
Exciting.
So thank you to that $15 donation from Anonymous. So it's now Volt at $15, Sion at 10, Ku, big ol' 0, but that could change with your donation if you want to see Ku being the character Asuka plays.
Now, did you say Ku is the strongest one?
Yes.
Ooh, okay.
Interesting. yeah, level 7 here. We're going to see a lot of repeat gimmicks from prior levels, but this level will have its own gimmicks as well, and we'll see those a little bit later. It's one of my actual favorite gimmicks in the whole game, and you'll see why in just a bit. But until then, we have some of these like gauntlet hallways full of
なん
enemies.
かサハギンはどこから生えてきてるん
I
で
got
す
to
か？
show off. Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, you did it!
So
なんか
it's
ちょ
one
っと
of
悪い
those
こ
like
とし
out
た。
of bounds clips that I mentioned earlier, involving
なんかちょっと本来時間かかるやつ、スクロールするときのコード合わせ
pogo
でちょ
as
っと
high
なん
as we
か
possibly can,
高いところか
and
ら
we
ス
can
ター
actually
トしましたね
clip
今。
into the like next screen a little bit ahead of where we should be. It only, it only shaves off a couple of seconds of platforming, but still it does save time, and it is very difficult. So I'm really glad we got to show that off.
And it looks really cool.
And it looks really neat. Yeah, we did get to see the gimmick of this level. There's those little like lanterns that we get to like just like hit, and then they launch us across the level. And this game has like great music, but also really great sound design. Like just like the effects of everything as you hit like monsters and stuff just like sound really good. And the best effect is the lanterns, because you just like hit them and you get this really you just get this really satisfying thwack when you hit them. It's so good. We're going to
The lanterns are my favorite
なん
too.
か飛んでくランタンを攻撃して飛んでくやつなんですけど、周期が合わないと取り残されちゃうんで大変。
Yeah, so reminder, this is solo dev. So all of the sound design, all the music, everything, it's really, really well done.
I mean, obviously they had some help with the game, but yeah, primarily all made by one person. We're gonna play a little safe here. I'm at 1 HP, and this skeleton.
That skull is alright.
Skull is scaring me. We're going to. Oh. Gee. Okay. I thought I could make that, and we didn't, but it's okay. Just get to hang out with all you lovely people at home a little bit longer. Ah. Yeah, as we can definitely see as we're getting into these final levels here, the difficulty has been cranked up quite a bit. Just like a lot lot
一応死んだ場所になんか蜂が出てくるみたいなんですけど、あの蜂、お金ぐらいしか要素ないっぽいんで、なんかあんまり回収は重要視してないみたいですね。
Oops, I just got hit. Time to recoil backwards uncontrollably, probably into a pit of death. You know, the classics. But yeah, we're actually in the last section here. We're going to dip right here. If we're good, yeah, we're good. We have 6 HP
Is our
going
last health
into
upgrade.
our boss gauntlet.
なんかタゲテルエンブレムみたいなやつはあれなんですね。ハートの通話というとハートのかけらみたいなやつなんです。
But you have to fight 2 groups of 3 bosses on 6 HP with the way I have things set up.
一面で戦
So
っ
I'm
た
gonna
ボスが
be playing things a
ま
lot
た現れ
safer
まし
than
た
I
が。
was when I was fighting these bosses normally, because HP is way more important of a resource. We do get some MP back, so I will be a little bit more judicious using that,
ボスラッ
but
シ
I
ュで
will
すね、
try to
完
save
全に。
some for some of the waste my time phases. And also, these bosses
特
are
に
not
問題な
quite
さ
their
そうな気
full
がします
iterations
よ。
that we
特に
fought
なんか
earlier.
強化
They
技
have
が
some
増えてるわけ
truncated
とかではなさ
phases
そう
for the
なの
most
で。
part.
ちょっと体力増えてるのかな、どうなんでしょ
That's more present with some of the later bosses because those are more complex. And also I'm assuming just because of like difficulty curve reasons, instead of fighting Crypt Ghoul, we're actually going to fight K9 next. Crypt Ghoul will be in the next group of 3. Ooh, we're going to walk under there.
And this is one of the bosses that we tried to save some mana for, because K9 has that sonic spinball phase.
Yeah.
And just a bunch of reasons to sometimes want to hang back
う。
and
ああ、ウラフ
instead
も
of
う
try and
撃
get
破
up
し
close.
たのでもう
Well,
おしまい。
thankfully, we got through that deathless, which is nice. And then we're going to get into the second group of 3, starting with Crypt Ghoul.
まだボスラッ
This
シュはでも続くん
boss
ですね。
is generally pretty easy, but has some phases that make him a little bit difficult if I'm being greedy, which I was there for a minute. So I want to play.
Okay, you got this.
Yeah, I want to play this next one safer than I normally would because I want to have a lot of HP.
さあ、
for
かぼ
the
ちゃ
final.
頭も出てきましたが。
One thing that's a little spooky is Uppy's boss in this is a little bit closer to the ceiling, so Uppy's is not really a valid strategy during the refight to try and hang
Yeah.
back a little bit more, which does mean we have to be good with about the platform jumping.
さあ、
it's a
ド
bit
リ
more
さん、
spooky
次
because the spikes on the
は、
bottom are
お前
not
か。
just damage, they are an instant death.
一応お前も出てこれる
I
ん
can
で
do
すね、
some
ステージ的に。
uppies during some of his attacks,
ちょっとス
but
テージ作り変えてますけど、出てこれるんだ。こいつは頭の上でぴょんぴょんやってれば勝てるっぽいんですけ
one
ど、
or
ちょっと
two
体力
attacks
怖い
in
です
while he
ね。
rotates, and yeah, we took a death there,
Oh, the
which,
hand went up.
でと、足崩はされましたね。
but it's all right. That's just more time to raise money for a great
で
cause.
多分、そうですよね。3体目からやらせてくれるっていうことはないので、ボスラッシュ始めから
I like numbers, and so the last two Prevent-A-Thons, they raised more than $3,000 each. So
ボスの名前が何だったのかわかんないんであれですが、なんかガシャドクロっぽいやつが、多分最後っぽいのはあるんですけどね。
donations going. Let's see if we can push, but by the end, we can say Prevent-A-Thon 5 raised the most amount of money out of all the Prevent-A-Thons up to this point. So let's see if we can get some more donations going.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So yeah, we're now going back through this again. Doing a lot better on HP. The Crypt Ghoul decided to show us some better phases, which was nice. Then we're still gonna take Lord Kombucha a little safe, except I'm gonna get jumped on a bunch. Woo! Okay. I'm a little
じゃあ
worried.
これでもう一回3体目のガシャドクロみたいなやつ。名前わかんないけ
Even
ど。
safer than I was before. Just do some jumps here. Okay. Some pogos here. Do some jumping. Ooh, waste that fireball. Take a
Watch out
hit.
for hand. Ah!
Stand back here. Get back here.
Yeah, as
Okay.
I said before, this game is very, very difficult. We're kind of seeing some of that here.
さあ、倒しましたね。
Don't love taking a death on the boss gauntlet, but it's a boss gauntlet in a really hard game. So
さあ、
you know, it
EST
happens
的にもそろそろ終了っぽいので、
8,
多
the
分こ
final
こが
level
ラスト
of
ス
the
テージで
game.
しょう。
Unlike
Well,
the
すでに
last
ボス
level,
に
which was a lot of repeat gimmicks,
ラ
this
ス
level
ボスに
actually
行け
has
る
some
感
new
じなのか
gimmicks
な。
that
ま
we'll
だ
see in
ステー
just
ジは
a
探
bit.
索しないとダメかな。
It also is just like every enemy, just like throwing everything at the wall. Like Lord Bacula does not want you to stop his nefarious plans, whatever they are. And so he's gonna throw
Yeah, I'm
everything
still
he has
not
at you.
really clear on what his plans are, but he wants you to not stop him.
Probably world domination.
さあ、電気床が新しいギミックで出てきましたけど、骨に電気って効くんですか？
Fun fact that we missed earlier. Shadow. Is it called Shadow? I don't remember. But the Uppies boss.
There's Shadow Skull.
Shadow
or
Skull,
something,
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Funny thing about Shadow Skull, for any of my fellow Halloween girlies out there, whereas like every other boss has like fairly like typical like
Like there's a bit of lore and
a
stuff.
bit of lore or just like normal like Saturday morning cartoon stuff. Shadow Skull instead just quotes Oogie Boogie's song from Nightmare Before Christmas, and as someone who adores that movie and watches it every year, I just think that's neat. Yeah, we got these new little electricity platforms here. Again, very cycle-based, but they get used in some interesting ways a little later in the level with some really tricky-looking cycles that I'll try to navigate my way through.
ラストステージが針まみれなのはなんとなくロックマンステージを思い出させま
Pretty
す
sure
が、
it has no health refills, except for
ロ
like
ック
one
マ
of the
ン
very
リ
end
ス
of
ペ
the
クト
level.
かな、どっちか。
So, that's fun. I'm feeling pretty decent about my health right now, though, so I'm not going to take any intentional deaths until I feel it's completely necessary. Take a bit of a risky pogo there. Want to just do a little bit of jumping.
And of course, these spikes in the top are instant death. Top and bottom
Yeah,
are instant
of
death.
course.
But that room is less scary than it looks.
Oh, there is actually a health thing over there. I'll probably go grab it real quick. Just to be safe for marathons. Real quick, just to get some of my shoutouts out of the way while we're wrapping up the final level here. I just want to say, like I mentioned earlier, I'm the only runner of this game, so if you're watching this game and you think it looks neat, it's pretty cheap on Steam. I think it's like $15, not on sale. So if you want to grab it,
強
play
制
it
スクロー
casually,
ルっ
dig
ぽ
it.
いやつな。
You can always reach out to me on Discord.
来ましたけど、こっちの速度の方が速い感じ。
interested in running this. And also just
Also, shoutouts to Threep on cam. There's live proof that she is not just 3 pups in a trench coat.
as far as you
Or
know.
is she?
Yeah. Yeah, we got this little room here which has some cool platforming, so we're gonna try to skip some stuff here. Maybe not. It's fine.
You're fine. You're fine.
あ
Yeah.
あ、
Good save.
Yeah, we're fine.
ショートカットが
This
ち
is
ょっと
one
失
of the
敗しちゃいました。
difficult platforming. Yeah, I think so. I thought so. That one little segment right there has
うわー、結構戻
killed
られましたね
multiple。runs for me because like that. Okay. Video game. Yeah, that
You
like
got
little
this.
2 platform section, just like as you notice, they're actually on the same cycle. And you may be asking, hey, Threep, how are you supposed to avoid that if it's on the same cycle? Very carefully.
You have to like time your jump or something.
Yeah, usually you can just like bolt and
It's
then.
kind of spooky. Ooh, you got it. All right.
Yeah, we're probably okay here.
Whew.
Yeah, I feel fine now. But
All right. Nice to done.
that's another difficult section. But we're through it and moving on. And we're actually dropping into. Oh, look, it's our friends again. I still don't care about them though, so I'm leaving. Thankfully, that's an easy one.
道もすり上がったっぽいんですけど、
which is very nice.
奥の道空いてるから無敵ですり抜けましたね。毎回やってる方法ですね。
Damage boost strats and have to like survive on whatever HP. Who cares? I get a heal. It's fine. And then one little last gauntlet here of just what looks to be difficult enemies, but are actually pretty simple. And then one more ominous elevator. Bum, bum, bum,
We're coming up on the
bum.
final boss.
But before that, just as the run began,
ファイナルボスって言ってるんで、多分ここの後で。
as we walk past these ominously lighting candles and, or I guess torches, whatever you want to call them. And we're here in the final boss. I will need a bit of quiet focus time for this because this boss is pretty difficult.
さあ、というわけに。誰かわかんないけどラスボスですね。マウンテンビューが召喚
Just
さ
as
れて
a
おりま
note,
すね。
time will be when the screen flashes green. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
お、すごい結構なんか、
1, 2, 3.
なんかインドアみたいな見た目しといて結構肉体派ですね。
And time.
削り切れる、
GG
削り切ったタイムですね。GG です。
So yeah, that has been Kraino Origins 80%. I hope you all enjoyed, but do not think I forgot that because of all your gracious donations, we have a little bit more Kraino content coming your way. That is, of course, content with a K, just like Mortal Kombat, Kraino content. There's a bit more lore here. Again, I don't know what it is. Once again, proof. We got here. Single dev. Love to see it. But yeah, we got... That's been the 80% run, but you may have noticed on the mini-map there were these little like skull icons on the mini-map. Those are actually the challenge levels. So I'm going to boot up a different save profile that I have made just for this. Just like a save profile with all of the things gathered, just to give me a bit more of a fighting chance in these levels. And going to move all the way over to the first one, and then Mia, I'll give you another countdown.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Alrighty, so yeah, challenge levels.
そうなんかショーケー
You'll
ス
notice I have a lot
が
more
あるみ
HP
た
and
い
a
で
lot
す
more
ね。
MP.
You also have a really cool fireball.
I also have a really cool fireball that you may see, like right now. Yeah, like that. So like the purpose of these challenge levels, again, calling back to Shovel Knight, they're just these little extra like short levels that at the end of them give you this like little collectible. And after the 4th level in the game, I believe, you can take that collectible and a bit of cash to upgrade your spells to a more powerful form. The fireball, of course, turning into like the big fireball you just saw, but also there's a lot of other spells that get other cool upgrades. Sadly, I'm pretty certain it's not really worth it to get these skulls in the 80% run. I think it does take too much time, but that's the first one down.
The difficulty will ramp up a bunch, but you may have noticed that one wasn't super easy.
Definitely
already,
spicy.
so-
A lot of instant death pits that, like, if I got hit by anything, I probably would get knocked into and die.
ボーナスステージというだけあって、まあ、あれです。
One of the
ちょっ
perks
と
of
なんか
having a lot of
リミ
HP
ッ
for
クが
these
強化
levels
され
is
てる
there
っ
are
ぽい
no
感じ
healing
が
items in
あ
these
りますね。
levels. So whatever HP I enter with is what all I got. And as was mentioned earlier, there are also no checkpoints in these
まあ割と
levels.
ではご利用しはできそうな感じはします。
And that just makes things really interesting. Really ups the stakes of everything. And then yeah, it's you'll see a lot of the similar gimmicks from earlier, like a lot of similar level like designs from earlier, but you will see some like enemies that would only appear in later levels, or some gimmicks that would only appear in later levels. Just like really cool remixes of like the on top of everything else in this game has really good level design that like teaches you how the mechanics work in really intuitive ways. And then you get to see those mechanics get remixed and twisted in these challenge levels, which is I just think is really neat.
We are now entering the 3rd challenge level. This one has a lot of death pits.
Yes.
There's a lot of different ways that she can get knocked back into stuff, flying enemies, and then like the spiders and stuff that are going around. And they just kind of zip on the screen from all over the place. If I remember correctly, this is also the level with the skulls? Or is that the
don't
next
think
one?
the skulls start just yet, but this level does have my little friend back there.
やっぱり骨投げゾンビの対空性能が高いですね。
He will follow me to the ends of the earth. Or he'll get stuck on this level geometry right here, but everyone say bye to Jeffrey.
Bye,
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Ah!
Little guy just wants to follow you home.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. We're good. I'm not worried at all.
Yeah, so these little tiny spike platforms, getting hit by a spike will knock you back. And then, of course, if you land in the bottom spikes area, that is instant death.
Mhm.
That's another one down.
That's another one down, though. That is also what I would think is like what I would call it the first like truly difficult of these challenge levels. So they're only going to get harder from here,
次は4のボーナスステージですね。
including moving into level 4, which I think is basically just like all spikes at this point. It also like this is the level where like the dev is like, you know what, let's put the skeletons in like ways that like you just straight up can't reach, so like they can just shoot you freely for fun. So that's neat.
Yeah, the archers in the rest of the game are like, okay, there's one of them. They've got a neat attack. It usually doesn't get in your way too much. And then these ones are devious.
I'm gonna use the fireball here to open that prematurely. And then oh, it's just like a quick note again, like talking about how like this game is still like fairly like rough and unrouted. Like I only like just recently started like really like working on these challenge levels like as of like a few months ago. So like there's still a lot of this game left to discover for those who are interested in like getting into a game and really like getting to understand the inner workings of it. And it is 4 out of 6 skulls down. Only 2 more left.
So far, deathless too. You're on a roll.
can I chime in real quick? We have a $10 donation from Anonymous, no comment, but we appreciate the donation nonetheless. It's been we've gotten to quite a fair number of donations already so far in this run.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for donating. Yeah, level 5 here. Just like in the main game, the level 5 challenge level is the worst one. You'll see this, like right here in particular, this cycle is real mean in that I actually need to sit here and stay and wait for that platform to fall, because if I don't, I get crushed to death. And that's...
Yeah, the undersides of those platforms being spikes is very spooky.
Yeah, so I don't want to get crushed to death by the platform, so it actually is faster to sit there and wait a second and, you know, not take a death. But other than beyond that, it's just a lot more of these lizard enemies, like the ones that, like, I swear I should be able to pogo off their little, like, spike ball thing.
Ball and chain kind of thing.
I've seen some videos of Kraino Rebirth, the upcoming Metroidvania sequel to this game, and I have seen that you do have the ability to pogo off of at least some projectiles, which has me really excited because I love pogo jumps. Pogo jumps
also,
make every game
fire
better.
level?
Yeah. We got one more level coming up here.
次はレベル6のボーナスですね。
Those
ステージ自体はそんなに長くないですけど、ギミックが結構殺意高いんで、ちょっと失敗すると戻される角もあって難しいそうです
Yeah, on top of just being a great and wonderful commentator, Mia is also here to make sure that I take care of these skulls, because I sometimes have a tendency to just let them live and annoy me, when I should just like take a second and kill them so that they stop bothering me. Ooh, let's not get hit by that fire.
And then they'll hit her in spots like this, where it's a lot more scary.
Yep. Just as another quick note, time for this will be coming up as soon as I grab the final skull at the end of this level.
Is this the last one?
This is the last one, yeah.
All right.
Our Kraino time is
also,
almost over.
Threep just showed off something really cool. If you, like, I think it might be frame perfect, but if you jump on those little skull rocket platform things at the perfect amount of time, they actually won't go.
Time.
Also, time.
Yeah.
Double GG.
Woo!
タイム、そうです。というわけでここで GG ですね。
That was all deathless.
That was all deathless.
Really well.
You
really
love
good
to see it.
job.
Quick shoutouts for me. I got most of mine out of the way, but quick other shoutouts for me. If you like what you saw here, you can follow me on twitch.tv/threepup, where I play a lot of indie games and also just a lot of Kingdom Hearts. Other things, really only last thing to note is just shoutouts to my lovely girlfriend Mia for being commentary for me, and also just speedrun indie games. There's so many indie games out there, so many beautiful, cool indie games out there that need your love and support, and yeah, just get out there and find the game for you. But yeah, Mia, anything for you?
Yeah, you can find me at twitch.tv/MiaSchemes. I will usually, if I'm playing something, it's Banjo Tooie Archipelago with Threep. She's either going to be playing that with me or like Kingdom Hearts or something. You can also find me on my Etsy shop, etsy.com/souldice. I'm hoping to do a restock by the end of the month.
Alrighty, I think with that, we're good to hand it on back to our host.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much, Chad. Give it one more time for threepup and Mia Schemes. Phenomenal job with not just the 80% run, but also the bonus challenge levels. What a run we just witnessed to kick off this final block of games at Prevent-A-Thon 5 Day 2. But hey, we're not done yet. We still have a couple of more games left to go. So with that being said, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back with The Bouncer.
はい、というわけで、クライノオリジンズでした。続いてのゲームの準備がありますので、一旦失礼いたします。